Good morning, class 3. I welcome you all to my online English class. Today, in this class, we are going to discuss one poem, and the title of the poem says Sunning. Okay, in this class, we are going to focus on these four topics. First one, read the poem. Next, words to know. Next, comprehension, and about the poet. Let's start with about the poet. Okay, writer and educator James Sterling Tippett was born in 1885. Okay, he was a respected public school teacher, principal, and a school superintendent, eventually becoming a visiting lecturer at the University of North Carolina from 1939 to 1958. He died in North Carolina in 1958. Okay, this is all about the poet James Sterling Tippett. Now let's discuss words to know section. First word, force of habit. It means done without thinking. Next, itch. It means to have a tickling feeling. Porch, a roofed place outside the entrance. Scratch, it has two meanings. One, to mark with something sharp. Number two, to rub where it itches. And last word, whimper, it means to cry softly. Now let us discuss the poem Sunning, but before that, have a look on this picture. What is this picture? Here it's a dog, and this dog is lazy or an active dog. This dog, we can, by seeing the picture, we can say the dog is lazy. Okay, and another picture here, this dog, we can say the dog is active because it is running and chasing the rabbit. Rabbit runs very fast and dog is chasing the rabbit. Okay, now let us see how can we relate these two pictures with our poem Sunning. First, see here this picture of dog. The dog is lazy or active. Lazy and old dog. Okay, let me read out the poem for you all, but I expect you all to read and practice reading, which will be very helpful for us. Alright, Sunning. Old dog lay in the summer sun, much too lazy to rise and run. So the dog is old and lazy. Okay, it lays in summer sun, it doesn't want to rise and run. He flapped an ear at a buzzing fly. See here in the picture, a fly, it's buzzing around him, but the dog, he just flaps his ears but doesn't rise and run. Okay, he winked a half opened sleepy eye. Even it does not open the eye fully. Okay, it does not open eye wide, it opens only half opened sleepy eyes. His eyes are sleepy and he opens only half. Okay, he scratched himself on an itching spot as he dozed on the perch where the sun was hot. Okay, so where he feels itches, he scratches, okay, in that area, in that place, and as he dodged on the perch where the sun was hot. Okay, perch means what? See here, that is why we always discuss what's to know section before reading the poem. A roofed place outside the entrance. Okay, so this is house, and just outside the entrance there will be a roof place here. Okay, this is porch, and in that place the dog sleeps in the hot summer sun. He whimpered a bit. The word whimpered, what is the meaning of whimper? To cry softly from force of habit. Is there any reason to whimper? Is there any reason to cry? No, there is no reason, but the dog is whimpering because it's a dog's habit. Okay, that's why force of habit the dog is whimpering while he lazily dreamed of chasing a rabbit. So this picture we can relate. Actually, the dog is not chasing the rabbit in real, but in its dream. Okay, the dog is chasing the rabbit, but old dog happily lay in the sun, much too lazy to rise and run. Okay, the dog is but happy. Okay, he happily lays in the sun, but it is too lazy to rise and run. Written by our poet James S. Tippett, about whom we have already discussed. Now, summary of the poem. In the poem Sunning, the poet James S. Tippett tells us about an old dog who was sleeping in the sun. He was lazy. When a fly buzzed near him, he just flapped his ear and opened his sleepy eyes slightly. Okay? He scratched the area which was itching and fell asleep once again on the porch under the hot sun. He gave a soft cry, as was his habit. Whimpered. Okay, it was his habit to give a soft cry. He dreamed that he was chasing a rabbit, but the old duck continued to sleep happily under the sun. He was too lazy to get up and run. Okay, anyway, the dog happily sleeps under the sun. He dreams of chasing the rabbit. Okay, but the dog is too lazy. Now, comprehension. How many questions are there? There are 5 questions. Let's discuss all these questions one by one. Okay. What was the dog doing? You all know the dog was laying in the summer sun. So, let's discuss what was the dog doing. The dog was sunning itself or laying in the sun. Number B. How did the dog get rid of the fly? The dog flapped an ear to get rid of the fly. How did the dog scratch itself? The dog scratched itself on a spot that was itching. What was the dog doing on the porch? The dog was dozing on the porch, sleeping on the porch. Okay. What did the dog dream of? The dog dreamed of chasing a rabbit. Dream, past tense, dreamed. Now, I'm sorry for the quality of this page. Okay. Next, these questions are more difficult. Discuss them first. Okay, let's discuss. Number F. Why do you think the dog lay in the summer? Why? Because there is possibility that the sun will be too hot and the dog likes a hot sun, and the dog likes to take rest in the summer sun or doze in the summer sun. Okay. Which words best describe the dog? So how can you describe the dog? Hot, lazy, bothered, active, dreamy, old, irritated, sleepy. Can you say the dog is active? No, the dog is lazy. And there are a few more words which can be described for the dog. Okay. Number 8. What are the differences between the old dog in the poem and the puppy you read about in a previous poem, which we read one poem, that Poppy and I poem, in our previous class. I hope you remember that the poet meets 4-5 characters. Okay, but everyone tells him to join but the poet will not join them. But at last poet will join the puppy, because the puppy was active and was going to play in the hill. Yes, so what are the differences between the old dog in this poem and the puppy in that poem, Poppy and I? F. Why do you think the dog lay down in the summer? The dog lay in the summer sun because it was too hot, it was too lazy to rise and run. Okay. Z. Which words best describes the dog? There are many words. Now you can choose the words. The words that best describe the dog are which are the words? Just fill the blanks. Okay. What are the differences between the old dog in this poem and the puppy you read about in the previous poem? Answer me very, create your own answer. Now it's up to you. How can you find differences between these two dogs, okay, old dog and the puppy. Now, number 2 comprehensions. One line has been extracted from the poem. He whimpered a bit. Okay, based on this line, there are 4 questions. Let's discuss one by one. Who whimpered? The dog whimpered a bit. Number B. What does whimper mean? We have already discussed this in words to know section. Whimper means to cry softly. Number C, was there a reason for this whimpering? I've already told you that no, there was no reason for this whimpering. The old dog whimpered from force of habit. It was its habit to whimper. Number D, when did this take place and when? This took place when the dog lay dreaming on a porch on summer afternoon. Next, comprehension number 3. Find all the rhyming words in the poem. Do they form a pattern? Now check the pattern in the poem, which we have already discussed the pattern. I think when we were doing limerick, that time we have already discussed the pattern of the poem. I have given you one pair of rhyming words here as an example, and rest of the rhyming words you are going to find them. Okay, there are more rhyming words, try to find them all. And do they form a pattern? The first 2 lines and the last 2 lines rhyme. There are 3 other rhyming couplets in the poem. Now first 2 lines, last 2 lines, let's check in the poem. The old dog lay in the summer sun. Sun, much too lazy to rise and run. First 2 line, run, sun. Okay, I have got that these 2 words from these 2 lines, and like other words you have to find from the poem. Alright, I hope you will do that. Now assignments. Read the poem carefully, learn words to know, research more about the poet and his book. Okay, this is going to be an interesting work for you all, that you are going to research about the poet and his more books. Do comprehension number 2. Okay, number 2, where F, G and H, these 3 questions you are doing in your English notebook. And last, find all the rhyming words in the poem. Okay, with these we have come to an end of this class. We'll meet in the next class. Till then, you stay happy, stay blessed. Thank you.